Emily was a 12-year-old girl who loved adventure. She lived in a small town with her parents, always curious about the world around her. One day, she decided to explore the old, abandoned house at the edge of town. Covered in ivy, the house looked mysterious, and many people whispered that it was haunted. But Emily didn't believe in ghosts. She wanted to see it for herself. She told her parents she was going to the park but instead walked toward the house. As she reached the heavy wooden door, her heart pounded with a mix of fear and excitement. Taking a deep breath, she pushed it open. The air inside was damp and musty. Dust covered the old furniture, and cobwebs stretched across the corners of the ceiling. Emily imagined what the house must have been like long ago. As she explored, something caught her eye, a small door hidden behind a curtain under the staircase. She hesitated for a moment, then pulled the curtain aside and opened the door. Inside was a narrow staircase leading down to the basement. The air grew colder as she stepped carefully down the stairs. In the dim light, she noticed a large, old mirror in the corner. Its frame was beautifully carved with flowers and vines. Emily approached it, fascinated. As she looked at her reflection, something felt strange. The glass shimmered as if it were alive. Curious, she reached out and touched it. A sudden flash of bright light surrounded her. She felt herself being pulled forward. When the light faded, Emily found herself standing in a dense forest. The trees were tall, and the air smelled fresh. She turned around, but the old house was gone. Realizing she was in a different place, maybe even a different time, Emily started walking. Soon, she spotted a village in the distance. The houses were small, made of wood and stone, and people wore old-fashioned clothes. A wave of excitement and fear rushed through her. Had she traveled back in time? As she entered the village, people stared at her curiously. She quickly realized her modern clothes made her stand out. She needed to blend in. Spotting a small shop, she stepped inside. An old woman stood behind the counter. "Hello," Emily said nervously. "I need some clothes, please." The woman studied her. "You're not from here, are you?" Emily hesitated, then shook her head. "No, I come from far away." The woman nodded and handed her a simple dress and shoes. Grateful, Emily changed into the old-fashioned outfit and stepped back outside. As she wandered through the village, she saw blacksmiths making tools, women spinning wool, and children playing games. It felt like stepping into a history book. Soon, she met a girl named Sarah, who had long brown hair and kind eyes. "Hi, I'm Sarah." "What's your name?" Emily smiled. "I'm Emily. You must be new here," Sarah said. "Where are you from?" Emily hesitated, then simply said, "It's a long story." Sarah didn't press for details. Instead, she invited Emily to play with her friends. As they laughed and ran through the village, Emily felt happy. Days turned into weeks, and she got used to life in the 18th century. She helped Sarah's family with chores, learned old traditions, and became part of the village. But she never forgot about the mirror, or her home. One day, while exploring the forest, Emily found an old book buried under some leaves. It was a diary, belonging to a girl named Eliza, who had lived in the village long ago. As Emily read, she gasped. Eliza had also discovered the magical mirror. She had traveled to the future and written about her adventures. Emily realized the mirror could take her back home. She told Sarah, and together they searched for it. After many days of looking, they found an old map hidden in Eliza's diary. It led them to a cave deep in the forest. The cave was dark and eerie, but inside, just as Eliza had described, stood the mirror. Emily placed her hand on the glass, and the same bright light surrounded her. She looked at Sarah with tears in her eyes. "I have to go back," she whispered. Sarah hugged her tightly. "I'll miss you." With a deep breath, Emily stepped into the mirror. The light faded, and she found herself back in the basement of the old house. Everything was as she had left it. She ran home, where her parents were worried sick. When she told them everything, they didn't believe her, until she showed them the diary and the old-fashioned clothes. Though happy to be home, Emily missed Sarah and the village. She often visited the old house, wondering if she would ever return. Then, one day, she received a letter, written in elegant, old-fashioned handwriting. "Dear Emily, I hope you are well. I miss you and think of you often. I found Eliza's diary and read about your adventures. I wish we could meet again, your friend, Sarah." Emily gasped. How had Sarah sent a letter through time? Excited, she wrote back, "Dear Sarah, I miss you too. I think about our adventures every day. I hope we meet again, your friend, Emily." She placed the letter next to the mirror, hoping it would reach Sarah. A few days later, she found another letter waiting for her. "Dear Emily, the mirror connects people across time. If you want to visit again, just touch it and think of our village, your friend, Sarah." Emily's heart raced. She knew she had to go back. She told her parents she was staying at a friend's house, then rushed to the old house. Taking a deep breath, she touched the mirror and thought of the village. The bright lights surrounded her again. When it faded, she was back in the forest. She ran toward the village, where Sarah was waiting. They hugged, laughing with joy. Emily spent wonderful days in the village, even helping to prepare for the harvest festival. She danced, played games, and enjoyed every moment. But soon, she knew she had to return home. Sarah understood but was sad to say goodbye. "Promise to write?" she asked. Emily nodded. Always, back in her own time, Emily focused on her studies, inspired by her adventures. She wrote everything down in a diary, just like Eliza had done. Years later, she became a historian and wrote a book about her time-traveling journey. The book became a success, inspiring many. One day, she received a letter from a young girl who had read her book. "Is the mirror real?" the girl asked. Emily smiled and wrote back, "Believe in magic, and follow your heart. You never know what adventures await." She knew the magic of the mirror would continue to inspire people for generations to come.